Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where last episode we got a bunch of gains up here. Like, it was a ridiculous number. So that's wonderful. Now we've got something going on here. War Against Tyranny and Tanu Olan Tuvan Subjugation War. So this guy over here is attempting to subjugate Anian, which is rude, but we're going to have claims regardless. So we are, of course, working on finishing up our claims here. We're going to need claims on this gentleman, which we're truced for. We could actually do a ducal conquest, so that's not the end of the world. We can also make a few gains up here. I'd love to get Leia. What is the odds of just offering him vassalage? He's a different faith, so it's pretty low. We could just do a de jure county, or we could do a de jure duchy claim here, and that's the way to go. Absolutely. We do a de jure duchy claim here. Now we are one direct vassal over our limit. So let's look around to see if there's something we can do with that. I'd really love to get these duchies over here cleaned up. That'd be really, really nice. Unfortunately, it's not really a great option. We're just going to grant this county in over here for the moment. That'll do. Okay, so as far as this over here goes, of course, we're going to need the Kingdom of Egypt. So we're going to need to expand there, and that's going to be a focus very soon. I'd like to get this squared away first, though. So while we're fighting Leia, let's look at Omsk. We are not truced there. We could do a claim here. Yes, this claim looks fine. We could ducal conquest for the same cash, or we could holy war, and that's actually much cheaper. So we'll holy war that. We could holy war this guy as well. We're truced with this guy. Nothing to be done there. We could holy war for this duchy. I like it. And then what about Solaire here? We're truced there. And Angara. Okay. We could holy war for that duchy. We're going to hold off on that, though. That's a slightly larger war. So I think we're just going to fight all of these little wars quick first. We'll raise up our armies here. Do we need anything other than our men-at-arms to make this happen? I really don't think we do. No. This should be fine, so we'll go ahead and proceed. These guys will arrive in 15 days. Now, will we get there in time? Okay, they're not actually contesting this. Sounds good. So we don't have a commander here. We should definitely put in, like, this guy. He'd be a good siege commander. We do require a new marshal, and that'll be this gentleman here. Excellent. So we're going to take their capital, and then we're going to head over and fight them. That should end the war. In theory. So we're going to head over and fight them over here. Hoping that we catch them. We should catch them. Yes, we do. And this will definitely end the war. They have, like, no morale in comparison. I love it. Yes, give us that claim. And we're going to grab ourselves another claim over here, of course. That is going to be on Shelji. There we go. Okay, so as expected, that war is over, and we're going to head down over this way. It's going to take us 6 months to get there. That's fine. We will go ahead and end that war. That was a de jure claim, so nothing to be done over there. Wonderful. Sure, show in the king. I accept your generous offers. So there's a few little guys over here we'll have to take care of, but honestly, there's not that much left up over this way. So we should be able to handle this fairly easily, in theory. We're going to make our way over, and we should have no problem fighting these wars. Again, in theory. I'd love to have a full claim on Angara. Unfortunately, that's not really a thing. Forced vassalization is now available, though, and that is a very, very big deal. That would allow us to potentially forced vassalize. I doubt we could get Angara, but maybe ones like Solaire or Tuva might be, or Beryasha might be possible. We'll see how that goes. So we'll head on in over here. This battle will be in just 20 days. And I expect this to end very, very quickly. Sure, we'll enter the royal court, and yeah, we'll gain 14 court grandeur. That's okay. Sure, you can stay. There we go. That's all we're going to do there. Honestly, holding court itself is a little bit repetitive. and that's why I've kind of not been doing it as much, and we don't need the court grandeur either, so it's not really a huge deal as far as I'm concerned. We do need to grant this out. That will, of course, put us over our vassal limit, but that's completely expected. Can we create kingdom titles? We absolutely can, and we should create this and grant that over to, say, this guy here. So we'll grant him the kingdom of Sibir. There we go. Congrats, you're a king, but you're also just a count. So, good luck. So we're going to take these locations. That will give us some de jure claims over here. I mean, we're going to want to make more of these for sure. That's definitely a thing we're going to want. Enemy ally has joined the war. That's okay. The siege will wrap up exceedingly quickly here, and then we'll head on over. Cool. That war is done, and we will go ahead and take that. That should be able to be handed de jure over here. You should feudalize Kainsk. I mean, yes, I should. Done. Okay, we'll hand that on over here. So we will grant the vassal here. Actually, we'll just grant the title. There we go. Wonderful. So we're not actually sieging here. This is no longer at war. Oh, yeah, that's right, because we were out over here. So they went back to their capital, and they're going to chill down over this way. We're going to see if we can catch their army. The answer is probably not. We'll see where they're ending up going. Yeah, I think we're just going to go siege their capital. This is fine. No problem there. We'll extend our patronage. Excellent. And this war will be done very shortly here. We have taken some attrition. There's no doubt about that. That's to be expected. We're at 33% war score just from that. Excellent. 20 days left here. 10 days. We do require a new steward, and that is high priority, so we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, 59% war score. They're chilling down here. Actually, it doesn't matter which of these tribes we go for, and if they're here, we can get a battle, and that would be even better. That's an unpressed claim, and we're going to fabricate another one down over here. Actually, over here. There we go. This one doesn't actually matter that much. Okay. So we're going to fight them here, it looks like. They're going to head down here. They've chosen strangely. They've chosen very strangely. They split up their forces in a very weird way, but this war is now over, so we will go ahead and enforce our demands and disband our troops. Excellent. Now, I'm going to create a vassal here, and we are going to grant this duchy to them. So we'll create that title, and we'll grant that to this guy, and then we will grant that guy to this guy. Cool. Oh, this didn't all transfer over. I intended for all of these to go with. There we go. Is that problem solved? We're still one vassal above our limit. We do have a couple of vassals up here, so we're going to grant these on into this kingdom as well. There we go. That kingdom has expanded pretty dramatically. Are we still truced with this guy? We are not. So we could do a de jure claim there. I want to come down here, though. We're going to have this done very soon. And we are still truced with this guy, aren't we? We are. Okay. So we can buy a little bit of time by going after, like, this guy. We could try a forced vassalization, but he has too many counties. So we could just holy war for this duchy over here. That's okay. He has a decent number of troops. So all I'm going to do here is that duchy and then a de jure claim on Ubins here. Just the two. That'll be fine. We'll raise up troops over here. We'll raise our men-at-arms and a few levy troops. How many of each are we going to need? Well, we're going to need all of our men-at-arms, obviously, but we're also going to want probably somewhere around 10,000 levies will be more than sufficient. So we'll take both of these guys on over as soon as our men-at-arms arrive. They're running around up here, which I'm completely okay with. So we'll position up here. The siege has begun. And we will do our standard siege force. A couple of trebuchets and some levy troops. These guys are then going to head up and look to fight that army. They are going to take attrition on the way. That's okay. I'm not too concerned about that. This guy will take over for the siege. Cool. Are they going to siege like over here? I'd love it if that's what they're going to do. Wait, where did these guys come from? Oh, they're just piling in as hostile units. Okay. Sure. That's fine for the moment. I'd love to make our way over here. I doubt that we catch them here. Come down over like this way. We do have a dangerous faction here, and this independence faction needs to be handled. We can't negotiate with this guy. Do we have any children? We do, and this is fine. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay, I guess that's up there now. Wonderful. Well, we're just going to make our way over this way, and sure, we'll see that done. These guys can make their way up over here, and of course, that means that we need one final claim over here, right? Or was that all of our claims? That's all the claims we need here. Cool. So in that case, we can just go back to religious relations. No problem. Let these guys wrap around. I do want to put in a commander who could potentially march a little faster. I don't want to be chasing these guys, is the thing. Do we have an organizer? We don't. Okay. Oh, they turned around. They turned around here. We're going to catch them. I have no idea why they'd do this. They're going after this raider force. That is very foolish. They should have continued to pursue our siege force. That would have been the way to win. We stack wiped them, and that's absolutely great. We're going to have these guys then come up over here and start a slow siege there. We're 85%. This could end the war, right? It's unlikely to, but it could. This siege will win the war. Excellent. And we're going to slow siege up here. No problem there. And we're just continuing to trim back the hedge over here. Oh, they've split up over here. Okay, that's interesting. We'll keep an eye on that. We will need to go deal with that situation very, very soon. After this war will be the time to do it. So we'll head on over and we'll enforce these demands. It was a holy war, so all of these, of course, need to be granted out. We're going to give them out to random nobles. And we will, of course, need the duchy title here. So we'll go ahead and create that. Or actually, we'll usurp it. That goes de jure to this gentleman here, so he will get the principality. And then we'll probably move that into this kingdom, I think. Is it de jure? Well, I don't think it matters. We'll just grant that on over. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to get this siege done very soon here. We're truced here now, and Angara would be our next target. That's a fairly large war. We'd probably only want to fight the one of them. But yeah, look at this. They are definitely split up over here. We're going to be able to take advantage of that and take that over pretty quickly. So we'll enforce those demands and disband our troops. That was de jure, so we don't need to hand anything out. Cool. So let's get this cleaned up once and for all. So we declare war here on our claims. We could force vassalize as well. But we'll do our claims because we put all that money into it. There we go. I mean, it's going to be largely the same thing. We're still truced with this guy. I wish I knew how much longer that was going to be. It can't be long. We're going to declare on this guy as well for our claim. And this guy. And this guy. Cool. And then we'll swing up and deal with this guy. But we're going to have to raise up our troops. So that's slightly awkward. We'll raise up our troops perhaps right here. Just men-at-arms. And then we'll go in and just work our way through. Cool. I'd very much like to get this exclave cleaned up. So that'll be wonderful. Yes, people will join the wars. This is expected. They're going to fight each other a bit too. So that's great. In we go, and we'll take over this siege. So we'll get that siege done very quickly. There we go. And we'll get rid of that. We'll just come on over this direction. We're 43% war score right now. We'll stack wipe this little force. I'm not sure who that actually belongs to. Little choice but to take her at her word. Okay. So we are heading over here to siege. Apparently they occupied one of our counties already. That's exciting, but I don't really care that much. So we'll grab this. And we'll just continue to push over. Excellent. 73% war score. And we'll get this all cleaned up fairly quickly here. This is not going to be a problem. These sieges are going to go very swiftly indeed. We do have this independence faction brewing back up again. We'll need to deal with this guy, and I'm pretty sure we can handle that. Yeah, this is not a problem. There we go. Fantastic. So we're still at 73% here. These guys... I think they split up further. We are going to have to declare additional wars at some point. We knew that was going to happen, though, because of this truce, so that was always guaranteed to happen. We can take defensive negotiations if we wanted to. I mean, what faction is this? Peasants? Peasants. I don't care about peasants. Okay, that's fine. So we will finish up that particular war, and we'll enforce our demands. And we'll hand this out. We're going to need to, of course, get rid of some vassals here, but that's fine. We're not intending to hold this ourselves. I just wanted CBs, and we didn't need them anymore, but it's fine. We'll enforce that demand as well, and we will grant that out to a random noble. We'll hand these out as soon as these wars are over. It shall be done. Okay, well, there are a few of these that are not going to be attacked. This is one of them, this is one of them, and this is one of them. So we're going to get most of these counties, but not quite all, because they split up as we declared war. We'll go ahead and enforce those demands. We can grant this out to a noble, and this out to an additional noble. Excellent. And now for our last war over here. We're going to need 2 additional wars, of course. This is currently occupied by us, which is fine. There we go. That war is now over. We'll enforce that one. And we will grant that out to a noble and disband those troops. Wonderful. Now, what kingdom is this de jure? Okay. We'll go ahead and create that, and that is going to be granted to this guy. There we go. We're 3 direct vassals above. We're also going to grant him this vassal and this vassal. Now, because it's a new king, we are, of course, still going to be 1 vassal above. I'm not too concerned about that. This independence faction is continuing to attempt to brew up here, and let's just deal with that. There we go. Okay, so we can declare on this guy. Is our truce up with this guy? Yes, it is. Wonderful. So we can do a de jure claim here. We can do a forced vassalization here, or we can just press our claim, which is what we're going to do. And then we're going to declare on this guy, and this one we can force vassalize. Cool. So that is finally going to get this area all cleaned up. That's wonderful. We'll go ahead and raise our men-at-arms here, and they'll head on in as soon as they're raised. They might stack wipe our 0 troops, but we'll see if they decide to do that. Looks like they're not going to. Excellent. So this is not going to be any real problem. We'll just make our way through here nice and quickly. Why are we at 25% here? Oh, we have their heir. Okay, sure. That's fine. We are going to have to deal with these peasants. They can send their ultimatum at any time. We're not going to have a problem dealing with them. And there's their ultimatum. A peasant's lot is, of course, to serve their lord. So let's go see what they've got going on in our capital. Yeah, this isn't too concerning. We're going to drop a rally point around here, and we will raise up just some levy troops is all we'll need to deal with this. How many in total do they have? 42,000? Simple. So we'll raise up a similar number of troops. They're not going to be fully grouped together, so this is good enough. And we will just head up over this direction. They're going to try to do some grouping. We have won one of our wars, and these guys will head up over here. And we will go ahead and enforce those demands. That's a de jure war there, so that just goes directly into the kingdom. Perfect. So, looking at this situation here, this is, of course, super simple. We're not going to have any problems with these peasants. We are losing gold a bit right now, but that's fine. We're going to come around something like that, and then there's only one more peasant army. So, not a big deal at all there. We're coming on in over here. This war is won at this point. They just don't know it yet. Excellent. And the peasant war is now won as well. We do have another independence faction brewing up here. We can definitely deal... Wait, this guy is... We can use existing blood ties here. This guy's our brother-in-law. So no problem here. Cool. There we go. And this war is now over. We will enforce those demands and head on over. This war is now won, but they don't know it yet. We'll grant that guy out, and we will give that to this king. Perfect. Okay. So that should be us back at peace. No problem whatsoever. As expected, the peasant rabble is dealt with. These guys will head on home. It'll take them up to 12 months to return home, but I'm not too concerned about that. We will move on in with these lads. We are still one vassal above our limit. That will need to be dealt with. I mean, we could just grant these off to a random king who is not very powerful. Like, for example, this one here. It wouldn't be a terrible concept. Something like that. It's not at all de jure, but that's fine. They can fight amongst themselves. Not too concerned about it. So there's this war over, and we will go ahead and enforce those demands as well. That was a vassalization war, and we're just going to move that guy into this kingdom as well. Perfect. We'll disband our troops. And that is nice and beautifully cleaned up over here. This still needs to be worked on. So I would like to take a look at what we've got available over here. We know we're truced with Stellaris, so that's not going to be a possibility. But I would like to push through some of these little guys over here. Forced vassalization or holy war? Definitely forced vassalization in this case. What about you? Forced vassalization here is good as well. Yes, that is the way to go. How many troops did he have? 10k? Okay, just checking. Forced vassalization is probably best here. Yes. And then there's this one as well. Now, we're not going to push further because this is all we have borders with. But this guy, we could do a holy war for duchy. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we're going to raise up troops around here. We'll raise up our men-at-arms. We'll need a few levy troops as well. How many are we to go for? I think standard 10k will be just fine. So we'll get those good to go. This is more than enough. We're going to leave behind around 2,000 troops, and the rest of these are going to make their way... Actually, these guys are going to go start a slow siege over here. Cool. The rest will wait. Ah, our curse was undone. Fantastic. A secret exposed. Indeed. Now, there are these guys that joined in. There are some enemy allies that joined these wars. So 3,000, 1,500, or 15,000 rather, 17,000, and 62,000. Okay, just wanted to check that. Trebuchets will head on out. They will come up over this way. And we're going to come over this way as well. I'm a little concerned about being attacked from this direction, so I want to end this war fairly quickly. These guys I'm not too concerned about. It is, however, time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode is when we'll get all of this cleanup actually done. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And I will see you all next time. Just get these grouped together quick and put in a siege commander. There we go.